Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
Hello, my name's David Seaman, and this is the Three Lions podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Three Lions podcast. My name is Russell Osborne and this is an independent England football supporters podcast. I hope I find you well. The men's international window is over for March and here we are. We find ourselves in April. It'll be June before they are back in action. The review episode of both those games against Albania and Latvia are still available at your podcast provider of choice or threelionspodcast.com. Feel free to head over to either of those if you've not yet heard it, or indeed you can pick up any other previous episodes there. As I've mentioned before, you can follow the show on social media. You'll find it in all the usual places: Twitter, X, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky 2, YouTube, if that's how you listen. If you'd like to contribute to the hosting of the show, you can do. You can head to ko-fi.com/Three Lions podcast. ko-fi.com/Three Lions podcast. Any contribution is gratefully received. Now, this episode, we are taking a look at the Lionesses as they have upcoming fixtures in the Nations League. They are home and away to Belgium. So the Nations League, the Lionesses are in Group A3 and they're currently second in the table following 2 games. Those games were at the back end of February. You may remember that they drew with Portugal away, 1-1. Then they beat current world champions and also the current Nations League holders, Spain. Thanks to a Jess Park goal at Wembley, we came away with a 1-0 victory. Now at present, Portugal top the table. England are second. Both of us are on 4 points, but Portugal are top by virtue of their away win in Belgium, whilst we were playing in Spain. Now the Spanish are third, and Belgium bottom with 2 defeats to their name. But as we all know, things can change very quickly. So, as I mentioned, this window sees us play Belgium home and away. Home on Friday the 4th of April at Bristol City's Ashton Gate. And then the following Tuesday in Leuven, which is just outside of Brussels. Now, just going back to Bristol, this will be the 5th time the Lionesses have played in the city, most recently in the Arnold Clark Cup in February 2023. So that was at Bristol City's Ashton Gate, where, by coincidence, the opponents that day were Belgium. The result, 6-1 to the Lionesses. Both Chloe Kelly and Leah Williamson getting a brace. Lucy Bronze and an own goal totted up all the goals for England. Before then, it was 2015 for a Euro 2017 qualifier against Bosnia and Herzegovina. Jill Scott with the only goal back then. Now, prior to those games, England women, as they were more commonly known back then, they played at the Memorial Stadium, home to Bristol Rovers. 2 teams in Bristol, City and Rovers. City in red, Rovers in blue and white quarters. In 2004, Russia were the visitors in a friendly. They won that 2-1. Then the first time they played in the city, once again at the Memorial Stadium, was in 2000 when they saw off Switzerland 1-0 in a Euro qualifier. So on the whole, Bristol has been a fairly positive location for the women. Now, on the same days that we play Belgium, the 2 Iberian nations meet, Spain and Portugal. just to round up the other Nations League tables in League A, Germany and the Netherlands are both joint top with 4 points in A1. France are top of A2 with 2 wins. And then in A4, Sweden are top with 4 points. Now, just a little closer to home before we take a look at the squad. Domestically, the women's game has been dominated by the Champions League. Arsenal managed to turn around a 2-0 deficit to beat Real Madrid 3-2 over 2 legs in the quarter-finals, and in doing so set up a semi-final with French side Lyon. And whilst in the other quarter-final that featured 2 English sides, Chelsea and Manchester City. Chelsea, well, they'd done exactly the same as Arsenal. 2 down from the first leg, and they turned it around at Stamford Bridge to win the tie 3-2. And their reward was a trip to Barcelona for their semi-final. I think it's too early at the moment to get too excited about the possibility of an all-English final. Is it? Just so you know, the Women's Champions League final will be played in Lisbon, in Sporting Lisbon's ground. But closer to home, in the WSL, Chelsea are still top of the league, with Arsenal and Manchester United in 2nd and 3rd place, respectively. Over the weekend, Lionesses goal scorers included Grace Clinton in Manchester United's 2-0 win over Everton. Beth Mead got a couple in Arsenal's 4-0 win over bottom side Crystal Palace. Alessia Russo also scoring there. And Chelsea, whilst they are top, they dropped 2 points at home to West Ham. Aggie Beaver-Jones getting on the score sheet there. But Chelsea remains 6 points clear with 4 games left to play. And at time of recording, it looks like no one has withdrawn, which would be good news. So let's move on to the squad. Tuesday, the 25th of March, Serena Weigmann announced that latest squad, a 25-player squad. Let's roll through it. 4 goalkeepers, once again. There seems to be this fascination with England, both the men's team and the women's team, both selecting 4 goalkeepers. But here they are. Mary Earps, Hannah Hampton, Kiara Keating and Anna Morehouse. Defenders, 9 of them. Millie Bright, Lucy Bronze, Jess Carter, Niamh Charles, Maya Letitia, Esme Morgan, Lucy Parker, Millie Turner and Leah Williamson. 6 midfielders, Grace Clinton, Fran Kirby, Jess Park, Maisie Simmons, Ella Toone and Kira Walsh. And then 6 forwards, Aggie Beaver-Jones, Lauren James, Chloe Kelly, Beth Mead, Nikita Paris and Alessia Russo. Now, it's a squad with an average age of 26.1. It's got 907 caps across it and 154 goals. The most capped player is, of course, Lucy Bronze with 129 caps to her name. Now, there are 4 players within it who are yet to take to the field in a Lionesses shirt. Kiara Keating, Anna Morehouse, both in goal there. Lucy Parker of Aston Villa, yet to take to the pitch. And Maisie Simmons of Brighton and Hove Albion is called into the squad for the first time. Likewise, she has never taken to the pitch. Now, the oldest player is Lucy Bronze at 33 years old. The youngest player is Kiara Keating at 20 years old. Now, just going through those players, there are 7 that represent Chelsea, 4 that represent Arsenal and Manchester United, 3 for Brighton, 2 for Manchester City, and 1 for PSG, Orlando Pride, Gotham FC, Washington Spirit, and Aston Villa. I mentioned Maisie Simmons, her first call-up from Brighton, and she joins Fran Kirby who returns to the squad, also at Brighton and Hove Albion. Nikita Paris being the other player from down on the coast there. 3 players that you've probably heard of that haven't made the team due to injury. Lauren Hemp, Alex Greenwood and Georgia Stanway all still unavailable. And Jess Naz, who made the last squad, misses out this time. Now, Belgium are our opponents, both home and away. Interestingly, we actually had a double header against them back in October 2023. Again, that was the Nations League. Now, back then, it was a 1-0 win at Leicester, thanks to a Lauren Hemp goal. And then in Leuven, we lost 3-2, you may remember. Lucy Bronze and Fran Kirby getting the goals that day, but we conceded a late penalty, which meant that we lost the game and the points. But in total, we've met on 16 occasions, winning 11, drawing 3, and we've lost twice. But players to watch out for from the Red Flames, as they're known, include Teresa Willert, who scored twice in that win for them in 2023. Now she's actually got 87 national team goals to her name, so certainly a threat there. There are a few players that play here in England that some of you may recognise. Janice Kamen and Sari Keys both play for Leicester City. Amber Tysak is at West Ham, and Justine van Havermert is at Everton. As I mentioned in a previous Lionesses episode, I'm on the lookout for anyone who would like to contribute to the podcast regarding the Lionesses or women's football in general. If you know your stuff, if you want to be heard, if you'd like to dip your toe into podcasting, feel free to get in touch. Email 3lionspodcast@gmail.com or get in touch with me via the socials that I mentioned at the start of the show. It'd be great to have someone along who can tell us a little bit more about not just the Lionesses, but some of our opponents that we come up against. But we shall leave it there. Thank you very much for joining me. Sadly, I'm not going to Bristol for the game, but I believe both games are on ITV. I had a quick look. The home Friday game will be on regular ITV, then the away game on ITV4. If you're going to either, enjoy them, stay safe, and I'll be back with you very soon. So until then, take care of yourselves. Cheers.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.